All right, everybody. So we are here with a government affairs update. So for the month of March, we're actually going to do two. We're going to do one now, and then in a couple of weeks, we're going to talk with Julia Parento with Texas Realtors, and we're going to get a legislative update at that point. So stay tuned. In a couple of weeks, we'll do part two of our normal government affairs update. So the first part, which is a pretty intensive part we're going through anyway right now. There's a lot going on related to government affairs. We've got Adam Easton here, who of course is our government affairs coordinator. And the first thing we want to talk about is, of course, the restricted occupancy overlay, or the ROO. We've had a lot of conversations over the last year plus about the ROO. And we're still kind of having those conversations. So a very interesting piece by KBTX this morning that we saw was an interview with Mayor Mooney, and he has now come out against the ROO, which is not a conversation we've heard very much over the last handful of months. He's been more in support of it. But there was a very interesting set of statistics that came out from the online poll that they did. So Adam, what was real interesting about those statistics?
Yeah, so really interesting statistics. So there were 3 public input meetings that happened in the month of February, spread out over a week or so from each other. There was one tailored towards our industry, one tailored towards students, and then one tailored towards neighborhood groups, and you could participate in all 3 if you wanted to. But some interesting data came out. Amongst our industry, they were overwhelmingly against the idea of the ROO. Amongst the student groups, they were also overwhelmingly against the ROO. And then even with the neighborhood group poll, they were supportive, but not as overwhelmingly as you might think. It was tighter than I thought it would have come out as. I think it was upper 50s% supportive in the neighborhood group one. But the real interesting poll that I want to talk about is the online poll that was done citywide. Anybody could go to the link on the city website, take the poll. Wasn't tailored towards any one industry or any one group. There were a little over 3,000 respondents to that poll, and the numbers aren't good for the pro-ROO proponents. 82.6% of the people that responded to the poll were against the proposed ROO. And I think the city was thinking that with the recent changes to the family definition and how they're defining who's related to who, I think they were hoping that they would get more support from the city. But I believe it's actually gone down in terms of support. So overwhelmingly, almost 83% of people against the poll against the ROO citywide. So it's very good for those of us who are against the proposed ROO, and not very good for those who are in favor of it.
Yeah, and it's very interesting, the conversations that are still circulating within the dais in particular, because there's still such a strong level of support from some council members. And we would think, like, numbers coming out like this, the percentage of people who don't approve of the ROO, you would think that would like register a little bit more, like it would for me if I was on council. And so there's a workshop this Thursday that our members can participate in. They're allowing public comment, even though it's considered an informational item on the agenda.
We
encourage public input. They do have a mechanism for you to be able to do that. So look into the body of this email or on our website with instructions on how to get set up to talk on Thursday. I think it's really important for us to continue to stay engaged. We are working with Texas Realtors on an issues mobilization campaign, and we have a website that was launched last week. It's collegestationhousing.org. And so we'll include that link as well. And it's got some good information on it. And we're interested to see where the conversation goes from here. And hopefully there will be some reconsideration. But if there's still a positive response out of Thursday's meeting from those on the dais, then staff will move forward with the actual full drafting of the ordinance, and we're looking at what time frame to get that through planning and zoning and council.
So they're still sticking with their same timeline. I think they want to have a vote on it on a hard draft by the late part of this month or early April. So coming up pretty quickly. I think they're eager to get this passed because, as you said, many people up on that dais are very much in favor of it. But to your point about the KBTX article and the mayor shifting tone a little bit and coming out against it, really, he wasn't hesitant. He just came out flat against it today. And I think part of that is public pressure. And I think the poll results maybe helped move that decision along. So I think if we keep on engaging the way we've been engaging and continue to let them know that wide swaths of the city don't think this is a good idea, I think you might see the conversation turn more in our favor on the dais.
Yeah. So we'll send out some additional information as we get closer to Thursday, but there's also information in the body of this email or on our website that you can access so you can get signed up to speak. Another way we're going to foster engagement later this month, just to switch gears here a little bit, is we've got our virtual Hill visits coming up with Texas Realtors. So typically what we do is we load a big giant bus with 50 to 60 people and we drive to Austin, and it's a big thing. Well, because of obvious reasons, we're not able to do that this year. So we're going to do virtual Hill visits. I've got some links in the email of how you can kind of get signed up and do your RSVP. They're going to have a kickoff on the 15th. And so we're basically running the 15th through April 9th, but it's going to be set meetings with our legislators throughout that time. And so we hope that our members will participate in those meetings. It should be very interesting. And everything that we've heard, Adam and I have been on a lot of calls with Texas Realtors, is that they've got a pretty good platform set up for that. So I'm really excited to hear what our legislators have to say. And hopefully by then too, we'll have additional updates as far as where bills are at. It's just everything's moving a little bit slow at the moment. So hopefully they'll pick up steam soon. Do you have anything additional to add into that, Adam, with your vast experience working under the dome?
Yeah, no, this is just a very strange session. Yeah, everyone's deciding everything on the fly. This is all, we're all tired of the word, but unprecedented. It really is. So nothing really to add to that. Just everything is so odd. We'll make it through the best we can. I think it'll be good.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
And then the only other thing to add in as far as something we're working on, and we'll have more information out to members soon about this, is we're going to expand our footprint this year into 5 of our additional counties. And so we're going to go into some of our smaller municipalities to do candidate interviews ahead of their May elections. And so we'll be reaching out to members to see who from those areas might want to engage in that process. So we're really excited about that. So, well, I think that's what we've got for this update. Join us for part 2 in a couple of weeks when we talk with Julia Parento with Texas Realtors to hear what's going on in the legislature. Yep. And if you are also watching all the way to the end of this video, please remember we're doing a virtual food drive for Tree Pack, but it's also for Brazos Valley Food Bank. So we'll match 100% if you invest in a Tree Pack, and we'll give it to the Brazos Valley Food Bank. So that's my plug. All right. Well, thanks, Adam, for your time. I appreciate it.
Yeah. Thanks, Amy. Thanks, everyone, for watching.
Bye, guys.